Today, I'm going to walk you through how to move everything over to a new computer without losing your files, bookmarks, or passwords. We'll begin on the old computer first, and I will walk you through how to move your files to OneDrive. So to begin, we're going to open up the File Explorer app, which is in the bottom taskbar typically. And when you click to open that, we're going to go to the Download section in the left taskbar. So it's important to note that the Downloads folder does not sync to OneDrive automatically. It only saves these files to the hard drive of your computer, which is why we want to check this out first to see if there's any files that we need to move over and sync to OneDrive. To do this, we're going to click and drag a file that we want and drop it into our OneDrive, which is the blue cloud on the left here. The other way to go about it, you can click the file and right click and hover over OneDrive and click Move to OneDrive. It's going to pop open our OneDrive here. It shows the file that I just moved to OneDrive, and the status icon shows if it moved over properly or not. So as long as it's got the blue check mark or the cloud, and should be good to go. So I'm just going to close this. If you press the control button on your keyboard and click with the mouse, you can select multiple items at a time. If you click with your mouse and drag, you can bulk select items as well this way. And once again, if you click Control on the keyboard and click with your mouse, you can deselect or unhighlight items and choose the items you wish to bulk move. So for example, I'm going to click and drag multiple items, right click, hover over OneDrive, click Move to OneDrive, and then it's going to give me a status on how those items did when they moved over, so I can see that they've moved to OneDrive. If you want to learn some solutions to common errors you might get when moving files to OneDrive, stay for this part of the video. Otherwise, skip ahead to timestamp 538. Now that we learned how to move our files into OneDrive, let's discuss some common issues that you might run into. So sometimes you might have a zip folder that doesn't want to move across to OneDrive. So if you have a zip folder that doesn't want to move across to OneDrive, you might need to extract these files before you can move them over. An important thing to note is you want to create a new folder to drop the contents of the extracted file into, or else when you go to unzip the folder, all of the contents within that folder are going to become loose and hard to manage. So to do that, you can press New, click Folder. You're going to name it zip test 2, whatever you want, hit Enter. And then we can click and drop the zip into the new folder. So from here, we can click on the file and click Extract All. You can also right click and click Extract All. And we're going to choose the folder that we just created. So I'm going to go back to Downloads, back to my test folder, select that folder, and then click Extract. So now you can see the loose files, and I'm just going to remove the zip because it's no longer needed. And now I can right click or click and drag and drop the file into my OneDrive. If a file says it's too large, then we would want to compress the file. So we're actually going to do the same thing but backwards. So if I click on my unzipped file content, so I just have a file that's very large, it's all within this one folder, you can select the contents and right click, and you can compress file. So we're going to compress it into a zip file. So this zip file is now the compressed version with all of those files, and I can click and drag and drop to my OneDrive, and that is how you would help fix the issue if your file is too large. Oftentimes, if a file will not move to OneDrive, you will see a red X or an error. And oftentimes, a file may be one that you have access to as view only, but you don't have edit permissions or the proper permissions to keep the file or move the file. So to fix this, we can open up a file that is a view only file. Click File, choose Save as a copy, and then save it directly into my OneDrive. And you can rename it, click Save. I already have a copy, but I'm just going to hit OK. Doing this will create a copy that will sync over because you're making a copy of the file, you're not editing the exact file. Sometimes a PDF will be locked or protected and you won't be able to move it over to your OneDrive as is. So to fix that, you can open the PDF and click print. Then you're going to change the print option to save as or print to PDF. So here I have print to PDF and you just click print. Now I can change the name. So before we move on, you're going to want to repeat these steps by just going through some of your other folders like pictures, music, videos, and desktop and confirming that these are in fact move over to your OneDrive. So same idea, you're going to highlight, right click, move to OneDrive. Next up is our browsers. We want to make sure they are synced properly and anything we have saved on the browsers are moved over to sync as well. So in Edge, we're going to start with Edge. You're going to open up Microsoft Edge browser. You're going to click on your profile icon and you're going to make sure that you're synced and signed in. If you're not and you don't wish to remain, you don't have to, but we can move things over manually, which I'm going to show you next. But if your sync is on, then mostly everything should remain the same when you go to sign in on your new computer. So to manually save and move everything over from your browser, you're going to go to Settings, which is the three dots here, and you're going to scroll down to Settings. So we're going to click on Passwords and Autofill, Microsoft Password Manager. You're going to see what passwords you have saved. And on the right, you can click these three dots beside Add. There's Import and Export Passwords. We're going to click Export Passwords. Click Export. It's going to ask for your computer PIN or biometrics if you have that set up. So we get a pop-up here and it's already listed the file as Microsoft Edge Passwords CSV file, so that is correct. And I'm going to make sure it's in my OneDrive so that I can easily find this if I need to. And click Save. The next thing we want to do is export our browser favorites. So we're going to click on the three dots again in the browser, click on Favorites, and click on the three dots once again under Favorites, and we can find and select Export Favorites. So once again, we're going to get a pop-up. It's going to have a name to it. I'm going to just clarify that this is Edge Favorites because I'm going to show how to do Chrome next. We're going to save our Edge favorites in our cloud. So if you use Chrome instead of Edge, you're going to open up your Chrome application and we're essentially going to follow the same steps. So on the top right here, we have our three dots. We can click that. We can find passwords and autofill. We're going to go to Google Password Manager. It's going to show the passwords you have saved. And we're going to click Settings, scroll down, and then here's the option Download File to Export Passwords. So click Download File. It's going to ask for your PIN again, and if you have biometrics, it'll probably ask for that. It already says Chrome passwords. I'm already in my cloud, and I'm just going to save. So next is going to be our favorites for the browser favorites. So I'm going to click the three dots. It's going to be called Bookmarks and Lists in Chrome, not favorites. So under Bookmarks and Lists, we're going to go to Bookmark Manager. And on the top right corner, we have three dots. You're going to click that and click Export Bookmarks. I'm going to clarify that these are my Chrome bookmarks, save to my cloud, and click Save. And one last thing is if you have a Chrome browser, you want to make sure that you are synced. So if you click on your profile icon, you can check if sync is on and you can see your profile. If it says something along the lines of create a user or create a profile, so it's up to you. We are going to be manually exporting these files anyways, but you can also just add and create a Chrome profile for your work email here, and then it will sync across after it's synced. Okay, so we have exported our passwords in our browser, we have exported our bookmarks in our browser, and we've made sure that our browser is synced. So all we have to do now is switch over to the new computer. So make sure that you are set up with your new computer in front of you. We're going to turn it on. We're going to sign in with Microsoft Authenticator app. And now here we are signed into the new computer. So first thing we want to do is just make sure we're connected to the internet. So just make sure you have internet connection or Ethernet connection. And then we're just going to click on the OneDrive cloud here below my head. And it's going to start uploading your files. If you've signed in, it might not start doing this. You might have to manually sign in. So you'll click on the blue cloud, click sign into your account, go through a few prompts asking you to click next. And then once you're signed in, you can start seeing all of your files uploading onto your OneDrive. The next thing we want to do is if you use Chrome instead of Edge, we're going to want to adjust that in our default settings. So we're going to type in the search bar, default apps, and select default apps. So from here, we can click the search bar under set default applications, and we're going to type in Chrome. And you're going to click Chrome, and we're going to hit set default. And you'll see it change and make adjustments. You can also change your default PDF option, but that's just a little thing. If you use Chrome instead of Edge, make sure you change that. Next is we're going to open our browser and sign in. So I'm going to click add. So in this example, again, starting with Chrome, I'm going to click sign in. We're going to go through the prompts. I'm going to type in my email. It's going to ask for a password. And once I've typed in my password, I can click got it. And here is my Chrome profile. So this is the step you would go through if, so I had, in order to show this example, I had to remove my account and sign in. So these are the steps you would have if you're signing in to a work profile for the first time and you didn't have sync on. So if you did have sync on, and here it's asking me to turn on sync, then when you sign in with your email and password, it'll just open up the profile. Okay, so Chrome is open. I'm going to click on the profile that says work because I signed in with my email. And then it says sign in and work profile. So I'm going to hit sign in. I'm going to click my email. It's going to ask for my laptop PIN. Going to ask for a password. Wants to verify that it's me. Going to click continue. Sign into Chrome, set up a work profile. So yes, I want to continue as Tatum. About work profile, continue. Do you want to create a new profile for work? Yes. So next we're going to show you how to import your browser bookmarks and favorites and your browser passwords back into your Chrome. So from here, I'm going to click the right three dots. We're going to scroll down to settings. We're going to click settings. We're going to click the three dots or the burger menu. And we're going to click autofill in passwords. From here, we can click Google Password Manager. Sorry, then from passwords, you have to click settings. And here is import passwords, select files. So we're going to click that. It will automatically try and pull a file, but you can also use the search bar to find the file and the date just to make sure that it's the correct file and date. And then click open, and then it says import successful. So the other thing you're going to check in Chrome is your bookmarks. So again, you'll click the three dots. You can click bookmarks and lists, and then we're going to click import bookmarks and settings. From here, you want to click HTML file. We're going to click choose file, and Here is Chrome Bookmarks. So I already had Chrome in the search bar, it popped up. And remember, we're in the cloud. So this is Chrome Bookmarks we saved to our cloud, and click Open, and done. Next, we're going to show Edge. So if I open up Microsoft Edge browser and click on the profile, so I'm not synced again because I removed it to show you what it would look like if you needed to sync. So it says back up your browsing data and history, choose your account. My account's already been selected. I can click sign in to sync data. So it's just signing in. Turn on sync if you didn't already. We're turning on sync. And I'm going to show you how to import your passwords. So once again, we're going to go to settings. We're going to click passwords and autofill, Microsoft Password Manager. Right click on the three dots beside add, and we're going to hit import passwords. Select CSV file. And in my cloud, I can search Edge because I typed it in the title, Microsoft Edge passwords, and it's the right date. And it imported successfully. The next thing I'm going to do is the favorites. So I'm going to click on favorites in the drop down. I'm going to click on these three dots. I'm going to click import favorites. I'm just going to click import browsing data now. Import from CSV file. So always the CSV, that's that hard saved file that we already saved. I'm going to search Edge. And once I import and select the CSV file, it says all done. We've brought your data over. So that's how you can move your data over from one computer to another. If you have any questions, please feel free to reach out to the YMC IT department if you have any issues, and we're happy to help. Thank you. Bye-bye.